Hey everyone, so today we want to show you all about cleaning your engagement ring. The first thing that you have to know is that diamonds by nature are very attracted to dust, fingerprints, and dirt. They have properties that make them very sticky, so in general they get attracted. When a diamond or gemstone ring is dirty, it is going to lose the sparkle and brilliance that it has. After a while that you don't clean your ring, your center diamond will start to look cloudy and almost turn like a yellowish brownish tint if you don't follow the steps on how to keep it clean. So another thing to keep in mind is that you're not actually changing the quality of your center stone by not cleaning it, but you are building up dirt on the surface, and that is what will take away the sparkle from your ring. Before we show you how to clean the rings, we're actually going to go over a few ways that you yourself can keep your ring shining. So the first thing is that you should touch your ring as minimally as possible. Naturally, our hands have oils on them and dirt, so if you are taking your ring off by touching the surface of it, I'm going to show you what it looks like. First, look at the ring, it's all clean. If I even just touch the surface once, it starts to appear cloudy and you can start to see fingerprints on the surface. So instead of having the fingerprints on the surface, which I'll wipe away now, you should be taking your ring off by pinching it from the sides like this, and not like this by touching the top, because this is going to leave extra oil and residue on the surface. The next thing is that in general, even washing your hands can leave hard water stains on the ring itself, and that same thing is going to apply if you put cream and soap on your hands, showering with your ring. All of that is leaving product buildup all over the ring. So I'm going to show you what it looks like if I put lotion on my hands while I'm wearing my ring. So right now, take a look at the ring. It's just been cleaned, so it is looking very transparent. What I'm going to show you is what happens if I start to apply lotion on my hand, and the same thing goes if you're showering with your ring, that it is going to appear cloudy. So take a look. I'm going to put lotion on my hand, putting it all over, and notice now that the diamond, just by doing that, and I really didn't put a lot, it looks completely clouded over and there is no transparency whatsoever. So that is what happens even after one time of putting cream on your hands, what your ring can start to look like. So imagine if every day this is something that you get into the habit of doing, your ring is going to start looking dirtier and dirtier. So just to recap, what we are not doing is we are not showering with our rings, we're not putting lotion while we have our ring on, and we are also not touching the top of the diamond frequently, and we're also not washing our hands while we're wearing our ring too often. We do know that it is difficult to keep your ring looking clean all the time, so that's why we want to show you a simple way of how you can clean it at home. The first thing that you would need is just a little bit of dish soap, any brand, it doesn't matter. You can obviously also use jewelry cleaner, but most people don't have that, so we're going to show you with a little bit of dish soap. So put some in the bottom of a cup or a bowl. Then you're going to add in hot water. It's preferable if you've just boiled the water, this way you know that it's clean. So you'll just pour that in there. Now you have a solution that's going to release any dirt that is sitting in your ring. So I'm just going to drop this in. I'm going to let that sit there for about 2 minutes or so. This way it'll really loosen up any dirt. So after a few minutes, I would say about 2 or 3 minutes, most of the dirt will have been loosened, especially by the very, very hot water and the dish soap, which would fight grease. So I'm going to take it out, and now we're going to brush the ring. This is important because brushing it makes sure that you're really getting all the surface and taking away all the dirt. So I'm going to brush a little bit on the sides, and do note that you should be using a soft toothbrush, not anything that's too abrasive, because again, these are very small diamonds and you don't want to loosen up the prongs or be very rough with it. So I'm going to brush the top surface because we had a lot of cream over there, and make sure that that looks clean. I'll do the other side as well. And then most importantly, where I'm gonna focus is because especially if you wear your ring every day, you don't realize that a lot of the dirt is actually sitting underneath the stone. So it's actually sitting in this bottom portion here. So we're gonna take the toothbrush and really brush in there as well. Make sure that you get that nice and clean. So now we've had it somewhat cleaned. So now that I finished brushing it, I just want to get off any of the soap residue that may have been on the surface. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of water on the top. You can easily just run it under a tap for just a moment or use filtered water. This is just going to take away any soap and make sure there's nothing left behind. So now my ring is all clean. If you would like to dry it, the best thing to do is use a clean microfiber cloth. What microfiber does is it takes away any smudges and grease stains. You don't want to use a paper towel because a paper towel is going to leave behind small particles, whereas this is just going to leave it looking nice and clean. So now everything looks nice and clean. So this is easily something that you could do at home. And if you do happen to be in the area, you can obviously come by and have us clean it for you. The only thing that we would really do different is we do have the ability to use a steamer on the ring, and that would loosen up any dirt as well.